40 years we've been talking about affordable housing, yet there doesn't seem to be any move. And every article I read, every developer's single demand is to make the approval process easier, to make land available at a reasonable cost. Why is there so much apathy at policy-making level?
I think really, Manisha, two things. One I'll just carry from where Jaya mentioned about the mandatory 25-35%. I think I'm.
Can you restart that? Your mic was not.
Yeah, sorry. I'll start from where Jaya left. Whether it's mandatory that we go ahead with 25 or 35% low-cost housing to be done by each developer, I don't think so. Systems like that work where free economy is not allowed to prosper. And I think it should be what the economy is leading, and that's the way it will be long-term sustainable. I think anything which interferes with the economic progression will only create more problems, and then the developers will try and find out ways how you're going to construct one affordable house of 500 square feet and next to that another 500, 500, 500, and you sell it as 2,000 square feet because the buyer is one at the end of the day, and then you're going to be able to do that. So I think I find that as a big challenge to say that from a regulatory point of view, you bring in my mind, it hasn't worked, and I don't think so in many of the free industries within India that would work.
Mr. Dahiya, I mean, I don't believe that all right, I will come to you, sir. Mr. Dahiya, I don't believe any business should be done as a charity. First of all, may sound a bit like a capitalist here, but if you were given a reasonable margin to entice you into affordable housing, what would that margin be? Would it be 8%, 10%, or would you expect the same kind of margins that you get from any other projects that you do?
I think if you can reserve 35% profit for us, we are ready to do anything.
Absolutely. If you give me 35% in the business, I'll leave editorial roles and join your business.
I have one more proposition. What the government plans to do by putting a mandatory 35% of stock is basically ensuring supply. Now, there's another way. Let existing homeowners become manufacturers with us. When they take a loan against their existing property, it is given at 22%. When they take a loan for a housing loan, it is given at 8.25%. What is this disparity? Let existing owners become manufacturers of one unit at least, and let them restrict themselves to supply one more housing unit. You are basically throwing in the free economy.
Okay. I'm going to ask Mr. Chaudhary that question. Why is there such a discrepancy between what you're willing to offer a consumer who's taking a low-income house, but developers still continue to get charged so highly?
To increase the supply side, the basically issues, what we are finding is the regulatory issues also. We find, as Mr. Anuj said, that 500, they made it one. Government is very serious now after the migration taking place in the cities, and they are coming with the seriously with the regulatory bills, rental bills, other kind of issues. And they'll make sure that this 25% minimum requirement of housing has to be done. Because it creates a socio-economical problems too also in a city if the people too stay in slums. And then a lot of different kind of activities do take place there. It is better that in the interest of the whole society that slums should be reduced. Developers as well as government and all stakeholders should think into it that this is definitely required. As far as land, which they said, yes, in cities we have land. We have to unlock the land. The railways have land, PSUs have land. Existing slums have to be redeveloped in apartments. DDA has come with two schemes earlier, one in near Okhla, Tekhand, and another scheme in near Shadipur Depot, which Mr. Raheja is building, where they said that existing slum holders have to be given free houses, and rest of the land he can exploit and sell it to HIG and make some part as a commercial component.
Right.
So government is also thinking on these issues and giving all kind of incentives, but at the same time, developers too also have to think that this is their also a moral duty. Earning a 35% profit on any business today is not possible. They should not keep on holding the lands, and they should also think on delivery of projects. You might have seen
Absolutely.
that.
I think land becoming a trading stock is a big issue here with developers. I know Mr. Raheja was shaking his head, and there are issues in slum redevelopment, but
if Competition
this
Commission,
land as a stock, trading stocks is a big problem, isn't it?
I don't think the developers actually use land for a trading stock. It is by default. You make application for clearances, it takes 5 years, and by that time the price of land has gone 4 times. So it comes by default, and we feel very lucky about it at times. So the government, makes you rich,
We are blessed with 1.2 billion population, so land is always going to be at a premium. But I'm going to bring in Mr. Khurana here. Interestingly, I read this recent article that Ajay Makhan says that he's going to have a third-party inspection of all homes built under the Rajiv Awas Yojana. Again, you're going to say that why am I here at an AREDCO conference, which is being organized by developers and poking all these questions. But sir, run us through the slum redevelopment problems that you face from the side of the government, the quality of construction that you get.
Quality of construction, yes, as in DDA, we have taken up that third-party assurance. Third party can be IIT or any other institutions, and we have made it mandatory for all our works. It is
do you believe that the quality is actually undermined, compromised, when it comes to low-income group housing?
No, what is happening is most of your skilled labor has migrated to the Middle East. Ordinary labor becomes a mason in 2 days. How he can work without having the training? There we lack, in India, we lack the skill training. We don't have an institute. We used to have ITIs, Industrial Training Institute. Where are they today? Where they have gone? Because we have a graduate courses, suddenly we have got a graduate course.
Beautiful Aralias. So where is the skilled labor for that?
Pardon?
Where is the skilled labor for all the luxury projects? I mean, there is labor. I know that is a big issue with the industry, but I mean, the question that I'm asking is that why are corners cut? I mean, why can't we have technology come to play? Why can't we have the best construction practices in a different way, as just highlighted by Sandeep here? And why do we have to worry at the end of the day? I mean, I think doesn't it lead to a crisis of trust when if the government does give land and then developers end up giving end product which is not acceptable?
No, that's a problem. But developers, now we are going to keep a control. Control has to be kept. Indian society is like that. It's not that we can live without the controls. Now what everybody is saying, now in Delhi, we have given 15% extra FAR. Incentive is a free of cost for the EWS housing. Made it compulsory to be built and to be reverted back at cost to the DDA so that it can be distributed. Otherwise, that's a problem. My colleague has been saying that 500, 4 are built up together and 2,000 plot is sold. A flat is sold. This will not happen. That's why we have taken extra initiatives have taken. In coming to this institute development of the Jhuggi Jhompdis, my colleague Mr.